Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Um, Picking up from last time, I am entering the Sand People's territory, and these creatures you see here, if you've seen the movies, you know these are called banthas. In the movies, I think what they did is they just took a large cattle and put a blanket over them, added prosthetic horns. I'm interested in filmmaking stuff like that, so that was fascinating to me. But we have more of these sand people in here that if you talk to them, you can fight them. I'm going to go around and wipe out all of them in this area because you can get gaffy sticks that you can trade for credits back at the Zerka office. There are 6 of them walking around. I had to check to make sure that was correct. There wasn't another walking around. But yeah, there are 6 of them walking around that you can deal with. After I've dealt with them, you don't have to, that's not required. But I choose to so I can get more money when I'm done with this. You can enter their enclave, and I have encountered a glitch where the conversation that's supposed to trigger once you get in does not trigger. So after healing up,
Sure.
I am going to save my game in case that glitch happens. If aforementioned glitch happens, it will just throw you into battle without anyone talking. But there's supposed to be a conversation that happens when I walk in. Step forward. There we go. The Sand People warriors obviously recognized you and is astounded that you were here. Your disguise may have allowed you to pass the turrets outside, but it is ineffective at close range.
Interjection. One moment. I believe I understood that, Master. It may not have been his intention, but he did actually communicate something.
Quickly, tell him that we are not a threat.
Translation. Result. I believe I have succeeded in confusing him, Master. We have shown an interest not common among outsiders.
Apologize for being here. Say we want peace.
Translation. Translation. He is expressing disbelief, as am I, but his duty requires that he report to his chieftain. Extrapolation. It would seem that we are at least worthy of curiosity for the moment. I would much rather this get bloody, Master, but it is your call.
I love that droid. Though you can't seem to understand him, the Sand People Chieftain's tone is obvious. He clearly despises all outsiders.
Translation. That he is demanding to know why he should let us survive this encounter, Master.
Tell him we want a peaceful solution.
Translation. Translation. He claims he has no reason to believe you, Master. Your kind have tainted this land with machines and uncaring, ignorant feet. Translation. He requires proof of good faith. We must make a contribution to his people that shows we are not a threat. Shall I blast him now, Master?
Because, a species like this is unlikely to have any use for credits. Ask what it is that he wants.
Translation. Translation. He plans to move his people farther from Anchorhead, but they need to build up stores of water first. He says you must aid him. Translation. He wants moisture evaporators from the Zerka. If you deliver them, he will order that his people reduce their attacks on miners.
Tell him that we will get his evaporators.
Translation. Translation. He does not believe you, Master. We will only be allowed to re-enter the Enclave when we have the evaporators with us. Translation. We are to be escorted outside. He will wait, but he doesn't believe we are coming back.
Okay. So, now as you can see, they have someone standing guard outside. And first things first, so I don't get in any trouble with anyone regarding censorship, I'm going to re-equip my characters with their stuff. Then I am going to head back. There's something we can put here. I am going to head back to the Zerka office in Anchorhead, both to drop off the gaffy sticks I've picked up, as well as to get the evaporators. So I will meet you guys back in the Zerka office. Before I move on, I realized in editing the last couple episodes that I forgot to open this footlocker and get what's in there. I don't think this guy's gonna need them. So let's go in here. Also, while I'm at it, if you so choose, you can use a gaffy stick as a weapon if you would like. That option is there, but I'm just going to sell them.
Greetings again from the offices of Zerga Corporation. Is this about bounties or something else?
I have gaffy sticks to redeem for bounties.
I see that, but do you have the all-important Chieftain's gaffy? That was what you agreed to get for us.
Just the regular ones for now.
Then I'll take those off your hands, but the real prize is still out there.
Alright.
Farewell. Zerga Corporation welcomes your future inquiries.
$750 for 15. In editing, I'll do the math and show on screen how much each gaffy stick is worth. But right now, I'm too busy thinking about other stuff to do the math. Oh, a swoop jog, I know I don't have the crazy suicide parts you're looking for. What do you have available for purchase? Is there something specific you were looking for? You seem like you're looking for unique things. Do you have any moisture evaporators? I may, but that's not something I usually sell to spacers. You don't look like a moisture farmer. What do you want them for? To exchange with the Sand People to stop their attacks. Ah, exactly the kind of appeasement the Zerka Corporation doesn't like to support in their policies. I like it. Well, I have two of the finest evaporators that Zerka Corporation produces. Of course, they only produce one model right now. The price is 400 credits for the pair. I won't break them up. They function best when linked together. Could you be persuaded to lower the price? Well, I don't think it's very likely. I have to cover my costs, you know. Zerka's costs, not yours. Who cares about their money? Well, I don't have much love for the company. Not like Little Miss Protocol Officer over there. I'll lower the price to 200 credits. That's it. Don't even ask again. Alright. I do wonder what's gonna happen. I really don't think so. I don't know how, but you've already convinced me to go lower as much as I can. It's a good deal. Alright. I'll take it. Fine. I assume you'll be able to handle the deployment of them? They are surprisingly light. It's a pleasure doing business with you. Do come again. Oh, I will, but not for buying stuff. That sounded way more suggestive than I meant for it to. There's another reason we're going to have to talk to him later. But we'll get to that when we get to that. For now, though, we're gonna have to go back to the Sand People territory. So I am going to meet you guys there. On the way back, I decided to examine what happens with the sandcrawler so that I could give Juhani some screen time, because I don't think I'm going to be having her join the party very much throughout the adventure. I'm going to save the game real quick so that, because I might die in this battle. I often do, to be honest.
Who are you? It doesn't matter. Can you handle a blaster? They may attack again at any second. I doubt we could hold out on our own against another wave of them.
I would assume this was done by the Sand People.
You would be right. Came out of nowhere. Wait, damn it. Here they come again. How did it do that?
Alright. Let's take them down. There's 3 waves of these guys. We gotta wipe them all out. I'm gonna go ahead and level up. Get that full health again. Well, I made it through. Alright. Search this refuse pile. Okay. Talk to the captain.
Thanks for your help. I don't think we'll try holding this position for much longer. We're not soldiers. Did the company send you? It's about time they drove these animals out.
I have agreed to try and stop the Sand People attacks.
Well, you've got a lot of work ahead of you. Do you know about their enclave in the south? Don't even try to go near it. They've taken all the Zerka weapons that were supposed to protect our sandcrawlers. That place is a fortress, a death trap. You'll have to find some way to sneak into the place. That is not my job.
Do you know anything about the Sand People?
Just that they attack everything on sight. Well, I suppose they don't attack each other, but any outsider is as good as dead. The company tried to arm us and even set up remote self-powered turrets on the mining route, but that just made things worse. We're not soldiers. They still kill us and then take our weapons off our corpses. They even had the Jawas disable the turrets and set them around their enclave. It's like a fortress now. I don't know how you're going to break through all of that. Me, I'd sneak in. Well, actually, I'd just get back to Anchorhead.
I have to go.
Yeah, so do we. There's no way we're repairing this thing while getting attacked over and over. The desert can have it. The Jawas will salvage it eventually anyway. Then we can buy it back and start over. Makes sense to me.
Alright. So, I guess, back to our quest. I will meet you guys back at the Sand People Enclave, which is actually this way. Alright, here we are back at the Enclave. So let's talk to the guard and see if we can have him get us in. Even through the layers of wrappings, you can tell the Sand People warrior is disgusted by your presence among us people.
Extrapolation. This guard doesn't appear honored to have the job of greeting us.
Tell him we have the moisture converters.
Translation. Translation. He will take us before the chieftain, as he was instructed to do.
Alright, here we go. You can read anything in the Sand People Chieftain's emotions. It seems that he is surprised you have returned.
Translation. He did not expect us to return, Master. He wonders if we have brought the moisture evaporators.
Tell him that we have his evaporators.
Translation. Translation. He does not trust you, Master, but you have done more than any other outsider. They will not attack, and he grants you his chieftain's gaffy as reward. Translation. The attacks will be reduced, and he will allow you to explore this enclave, but be warned that any lack of respect will result in death.
I have a few questions for him.
Protocol. If you truly want this sadly peaceful arrangement to continue, be careful of what you ask.
Yeah. If you, ask him the wrong thing, this will get bloody. So, that goes for any Sand People conversation you have. And we'll get into that a little later. So, whenever you're having a conversation with a member of this tribe, there's always specific answers you have to pick if you don't want to start a fight. But again, we'll get into that whenever it's relevant, which I guess it is right now. Ask about Star Map. This is required.
Translation. Translation. He says that what you seek is far from here in the eastern Dune Sea. He will give you a map so you can find your way. Translation. His people found it but didn't scavenge it because a crate dragon took up residence in the excavation.
A crate dragon? What is that? How do I pass it?
Translation. Translation. Your ignorance isn't his concern. He claims there is a hunter that wanders the area sometimes and that you should ask him. Translation. The hunter is a Twi'lek. He will be in the eastern Dune Sea somewhere.
Ask about the captives.
Clarification. We must be more specific, Master. They capture many organics.
Ask if he knows about the Jawas Isis told us about.
Translation. Translation. He says that the captive Jawas are slaves and that they have lived past their usefulness. You may take them if you wish.
Ask if he knows about Mission's brother Griff.
Translation. Translation. He says that by his very presence, this Griff defiles their home and land. He is without any semblance of usefulness to them.
Yep, that would be Griff.
Extrapolation. I would assume we are free to take him. It is doubtful they will even waste the effort to kill him. Perhaps we could do it, Master.
Tell him farewell for now.
Translation. Translation. We are free to leave.
Alright. So, let's, go find the captives. I'm gonna go this way. And, I believe this is where the captives are. Wow, what do you know? There's Griff.
You there. I'm a high-ranking executive at the Zerka Corporation. There's a big reward if you take me back to Anchorhead.
Griff, don't you recognize me? It's Mission.
Mission? Is it really you? I heard Taurus was destroyed. I thought you were dead. Oh, joy of joys, my little sister is alive.
I have to ask you something, Griff. It's important. I ran into Lena. She said it was your idea to leave me on Terrace. It isn't true, is it?
Well, there's the truth and then there's the truth, you know? I always meant to go back to Taurus just as soon as I had the credits to pay off my debts. But credits have been hard to come by.
You mean it's true? It was your idea to leave me there? I'm your sister. How could you abandon me like that?
Come on, sis. You didn't need me to look after you anymore. You may have been young, but you knew how to take care of yourself. Besides, you're here now. I mean, everything worked out fine.
That's it? That's all you have to say to me after all these years, after deserting me on Terrace?
Well, that, and, could you please get me out of here? You got a tough-looking friend there.
Sand People said you can go. Run to Anchorhead.
Yeah, you can find your way from there, right? Can you manage that? What? Is there something else?
Well, I wanted to thank you, and, you look like you're doing well. Financially, I mean. Say, could you spare me a few credits to get back on my feet?
You're hitting me up for credits. I don't believe this. Lena was right about you, Griff. We should have just left you to the Sand People. Don't talk to me anymore. Ever.
That didn't go well. Sis was always a little too fiery for her own good. She'll cool down in time.
Don't be so sure.
She'll be okay. We had our fights before. Too bad, though. I really could have used a helping hand right now. You may have saved my life, but I don't have a single credit to my name. Say, you wouldn't be able to spare me some credits, just till I get back on my feet, you know?
I am a kind person. I like to help whenever I can. You know, I don't like to leave people high and dry. I don't like to screw people over. However, I have personally known and been affected by people like this, and I know deadbeats and con artists when I see them, so no.
I guess you've been talking to Lena too. That's okay. I'll figure out a way to get by without your credits. I always do. Besides, I've already got a job lined up for me. Greta, the manager over at the Zirka supply shop, said I could come work for him if I ever get tired of the mines. Yeah, I think I'll go take him up on his offer. You know, maybe there's something else you can help me with. I need to talk to a guy first and set up the details, but if you're interested in a job, come see me in Greta's shop. Goodbye, Mission. I'm glad you're not dead.
Yeah. We're not done with him, and I wish we were, but there is more we can do with him, and I'm gonna do it just to show it off. But he's a mooch and a con artist, and he reminds me too much of people that I've known and who are connected to me that I've heard about, and I don't like him. Anyway, this one across from him has the Jawas. You are not the ghostly giants that hold us trapped, people of sand. You are from the old city new. Isis must have sent you your coming. Are you a rescuer? You must be. Sand People said you can go. Run to Anchorhead. There are thanks you must have. The Jawas under Isis will reward you in trade. Find him and you will see. Isis will wait by the walls of your city that open to the sand. He'll trade fair. Thank you. Whatever. Okay. I guess all that's left is to move on. We'll come back to this place. I forgot to bring up one topic of conversation with the chieftain. Sand People Chieftain seems grateful to you, or at least less inclined to smash your head open with a pocky grub seed.
Query, what do you wish to ask of him, Master?
I want information on Sand People culture.
Protocol. This will be a very sensitive topic, Master. You will want to be careful with your questions or risk offending him. Not that is much of a worry.
This may sound useless, but I'm including it because I just want to add to the lore of the game. Tell me the history of your clan.
Translation. Translation. He says that he will not, Master. There is one storyteller in each clan, and only he may recite the histories.
Ask if we could meet this storyteller.
Translation. Translation. He says that you don't understand. They must must never be told to someone who might say them incorrectly out of ignorance. Translation. To speak them in error is a blasphemy punishable by death. Only their greatest warriors are even permitted to listen to the tales.
How could I prove I am a worthy warrior?
Translation. Translation. He doesn't know, Master. His people usually kill outsiders. Since you are an outsider yourself, that would not suffice. Translation. The greatest challenge for a warrior is to face a great dragon, the largest predator on Tattooine. Fight one of those, and bring back a dragon pearl. Discussed. I think he's making fun of you, Master. He doesn't believe an outsider could do such a thing.
Where could I find a great dragon?
Translation. Translation. He says there is a dragon in the Eastern Dune Sea that you could sacrifice yourself to. You already have a map to the area. Translation. There is a hunter, a Twi'lek, that is sometimes seen out there. Perhaps he would be of some help.
Why are they so hostile to outsiders?
Translation. Translation. He says that the fact that you have to ask, this is just one more example of your ignorance as an outsider, Master. He says you are blind. Translation. His people believe they are part of the land, living with it. You and your kind dare to raise yourself above it. You remove yourself. Translation. That act of removal makes you an outsider, separate from all that is important. You could never understand how unwelcome you are.
What do you mean, raise myself above the land?
Translation. Translation. He says that outsiders use machines to convey them and to make their lives easier. This severs a connection with the land. Translation. Connection to the soil must be made through flesh. A sacred animal is the only external tool to be used.
Do not ask this if you're trying to keep it peaceful. In fact, just to be on the safe side, I'm going to end this conversation now because I don't think there's any conversation piece that we can continue with. What I'm trying to say is I don't think that either of these can continue the peaceful conversation. I think this is where I'm going to end this.
Translation. Translation. We are free to leave.
Alright. We will return here. Got the captives freed already. We will return here. As you just saw, if your party is not fully gathered together, you cannot leave an area. Also, while I'm at it, these markers that are at the edge of the map, a vast expanse of desert stretches before you with no markers or any indications of life. It forces you to turn around once you reach those markers. I didn't mention that before, but they are in every part of Tatooine that you can explore. Tatooine is a large desert world, and you would think that such a vast expanse of desert will be an excellent chance to explore everywhere, but you only get 4 areas to explore. So it is a bit of a rip, but you know, it doesn't detract much from this game. I still like this game, even though the exploration factor is, yeah. Anyway, this area was actually inaccessible until you got that map from the chieftain. Now we can go in, and this is the area where the star map is being held. Banthas. I thought there were banthas there. Okay, so anyway, this cave over here, if you recall when we arrived here, star map was held in the cave, so let's approach the cave and see what happens.
I'm tired of waiting, Comad. How big can this dragon of yours be? I'm going in.
Okay. Well, I actually think it's a pretty good stopping point. So, next time on Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, we will deal with that dragon. See you guys then.